Everything I love, all we love is this life. But a love, but a mic, yeah.
You already know you locked in with your guy DJ Jaso for another episode of the Mike XM, man. And listen, today we got a special topic and we got a special guest. But before we get into that, we're gonna break down today's topic, and that is lyrical genius versus catchy hooks and punchlines. Let me know. We gonna discuss it, and y'all can let me know in the comments what you think. What you think is the better of the two. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get into it. Let me introduce my guest. We locked in ShaDashron, or my guy Dash. What's up, bro?
Yo, it was good, bro. Yo, it's a pleasure to be on your platform. Shout out everybody. I'm here with DJ Jaso.
No doubt, no doubt. So listen, Dash, man. You one of them lyrical artists, I should say, and at least from my perspective or what I've been able to or privy to listen to thus far, right? So I've got an opportunity to tap into your most recent work, and we're gonna get into that. But before we do that, who do you listen to?
Oh, damn. I got so you want my top five, like how do you want this? Or just
Well, who do you on a daily basis? Yeah, give me who do you, because I feel like people top five don't be who they listen to. Like I don't maybe that's not you, but most people be like, Jay-Z my number one, and they don't never listen to Jay-Z at all. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I rather have who you listening to on a daily basis versus your top five overall.
All right, so who I've been listening to has changed a lot over the past year, especially because I've been trying to get more into my creative bag. So I haven't been listening to my favorites. So who I used to listen to on a daily, I would say about a year or two ago, Kendrick, Cole, and JID. I'm not gonna lie, them boys, they're really
I like
crazy.
I like Jid.
Yo, Sun is cold. I'm not gonna lie, like, and every time I hear Jid rap, it makes me want to rap for real.
Facts.
Like,
so you
cold.
pretty much embellished that TDE sound.
Type. I guess you can say that, but who I've been listening to over the like more recently though, I got like my top five, and honestly, they're like up and coming artists. So like my number one artist is Spacebar to God. Man is a problem.
Okay.
He's on one of the tracks on a couple tracks with me actually. I listen to his music. He's cold.
And
a couple of my group members, they don't really have music out, but I listen to their music. Kenny Mason. A lot of people don't know about Kenny Mason. I even went to one of his concerts. Yo, he's cold. He's cold.
I mean,
and
honestly,
I feel like he's gonna be one of the top dogs.
I can respect somebody like that who isn't necessarily into the mainstream vibe, right? I mean, me personally, if I told you who I listen to, who was on my top five every day, you'd be very much surprised. It's maybe the last three I would say or the last two people on my top five are mainstream artists. And literally my Spotify rap, it was Big X the Plug and PNB Rock. Okay. And mind you, those two were like from early in the year. Obviously, I'm from Philly, so PNB Rock is one of the guys. It's R&B music. You know, it's a vibe, right? And Big X the Plug has been one of the explosive artists to come out of Texas in the last couple years, right? And I just was listening to his stuff for research, not even through like, oh, this is my top five I'm listening to every day. He just happened to make the top five because he kept dropping tracks and I had to keep listening to do the research. But the top three, now we got Phase One, number one, underground artist out of Atlanta, who doesn't have the same typical music. Is unlike anybody out there. I put that out to say that number one.
You said his name Phase One?
Yep, Phase One.
I'll look him up.
And secondly, was on my top was Rod Wave. So I had Rod Wave as number two. And I know some people consider him mainstream, but he is independent. And number three, I had Free Soul, also another independent artist, who again, some people may call mainstream because he out LA. He's from Philly, but he out LA now, and he doing his thing with a lot of dope artists out there. But ideally, he is independent and started out as an underground artist. So I can definitely respect someone who will want to listen to the artists who aren't necessarily the top 10 streaming on Apple Music or the top 10 streaming on Billboard. However, they top 10 to us. When we talk about support, it's definitely important to, number one, support independent artists, but you took it a step further and you actually support your actual friends and people that you actually do music with. Like that's something that's in this day and age unheard of, bro. Honestly, it is.
All right, so I wanted to say, all right, so originally when I first got into the music, you know, you always want your idols and the stars to hear your tracks because you want to hear what their opinion is and you want to see, you know, where you can gauge yourself based on their scale. And what I stopped doing was that, and I started working on cultivating a foundation between me and fellow artists, up and coming artists, and my friends. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a nice community. And when I'm on these radio stations, you know, such as this one, you're gonna be like, yo, how did you know this person? Or when did you meet this person? I'm like, oh yeah, we go way back, full circle moment here, this and that. So that's how I want to do it, you know.
Yeah, you cultivating community, bro. I love that, the way you said that, and it was perfect for the description of what it means to actually build an audience in 2024. Going into 2025, going into 2025 now. Back in 2020, you know, right after the pandemic, before the pandemic, it was a completely different industry. Moving into 2025, we have the dawning of AI technology. That's the first thing. The second thing is it's 100 times easier to get funded as an independent versus going to a music label or a bank. Then number three is we have social media. And not just any social media. We got social media for everything. We got social media for dancing, for music specifically, for your pictures, for to support your business. It's literally a social network for every single thing you do. So moving into 2025, we have to adapt to the way the industry is moving. And my good sir, you seem to be doing exactly that, building a stable community to grow your music and your brand. So you started out in 2022. So that's like right after the pandemic. And the first song we got on there is we got Losing My Mind, and then we got Memories. Those are the only two tracks that we got for 2022. So tell us about Losing My Mind and Memories, because it seemed like we had some mental things going on in that time. So what was going on in 2022 that inspired you to create those tracks?
All right, so honestly, I just wanted to write a track that could emulate, you know, my thoughts and, you know, my experiences on a track, and just get it out there to somebody who can relate to me. That was the whole thought process. And I also wanted it to be like my first track. It was my first track, so I just wanted it to sound good. But after that, I really sat down and, you know, I made Memories. I wanted it to be less curses on my track. I wanted more people, like more range of people to be able to relate to it. Everybody was a teenager walking or going to do stuff with their friends. And I wanted to make sure I can give visual and give some type of emotion with that. So that's usually my thought process now too, but then that was my thought process.
Yeah, and I love that, bro, because a lot of people just kind of jump out into this music industry, especially around that time. You know, Lil Baby was popping, you know what I'm saying? Right. So everybody was just jumping on the wave, trying to do music, become a rapper, because they figured they could make money. They figured they could be popular on social media. You were actually thinking a bit deeper and going into how you can express yourself so that people who went through similar experiences just like you, they could relate and gravitate towards the music in that way. And honestly, you was ahead of your time, brother. You was ahead of your time. Because even in 2023, you dropped another track called Journey. Now, people have been going on all types of journeys. Some people going on a thought journey. Some people going on that. I mean, just keep it a bean. You know what I'm saying? They want to be outside. You know what I'm saying? It's sexy red season. You know what I'm saying? But then you got other people that's on their spiritual journey, they vegan journey. They trying to heal themselves. They trying to get rid of certain things from their life and live a certain kind of way. So tell us a little bit about what journey represented it for you.
Actually, you just pretty much like wrapped that up. That was pretty good. So like what it meant, what the song meant for me was everybody's going through their own journey, and to maximize whatever you do on that journey. For me, it was, it's going through this music industry or this music business, learning the business. And from day one, I set out to be a top tier artist and nothing less. Like I look at my competition as, or rather, I look at Kendrick, Cole, Drake. I look at them as my competition. Granted, it sounds arrogant right now, but when people hear my music, they'll understand.
I don't think it's
And
arrogant. I don't think it's arrogant to put yourself on a pedestal, to see yourself just as great as you see the people that you see as great. I think that's the mindset that it takes to elevate you to that next level. See, if you still thinking like where you was, you're gonna stay there. But if you thinking about where you see yourself as, like, I'm this great, I'm that, I am Kendrick, I am J. Cole. And granted, as you said, it might be slightly detached from reality, but that's just how much energy and how insane you gotta be and how much belief you gotta have in yourself to really succeed. And I can tell you that firsthand as an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Nobody believed in me when I first started out. And if I didn't believe in me insanely, I wouldn't have made it to my first $100 check versus my first $1,000 check versus my first $2,000 check versus my next $24,000 check. You understand what I'm saying? That don't happen without that insane belief that I can do something that no one else has seen me do before.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what Journey's about. That's what Journey is about. Like,
yeah, I love it, bro. Honestly, me personally, let me say personally, that I like the music. Like, for my type of aura, my vibe, that's what really motivated me to do this interview with you, because I seen something in you in that regard. Outside of the music, I seen something in you that could help mold and shape the next generation. And that's what it's about. It's not about me. It's about molding and shaping the next generation.
To get them to think for themselves, everything. And I've been saying this since 2020. I noticed that art in all shapes, all forms is coming back to its highest and purest forms. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help people think for themselves so that they can make their pure art. So, like, a quick story, my bad. I used to play ball, and that's how I found out I wanted to rap. But in playing basketball, I taught each of my siblings. I got mad brothers and sisters. I taught each of them how to shoot and use their own form. And I taught them different drills to find their own jump shot, not to shoot like me. And that's the difference between a lot of rappers or a lot of people that do art. They want to teach you to be like them instead of trying to teach you to find your own purity. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to find you, to get you to find your own purity, and we elevate.
Let's go, bro. Let's go, bro. I love it. See, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I seen in you. And that's what I'm loving about the music. And now that I've had the opportunity to spend some time with you and to have a discussion with you, I love that about your personality, that you care more about the next person than you do yourself. And that's really what's going to take you to the next level, bro. Even in this year, while we on the subject of giving it to the next generation, in 2024, you dropped the EP, Through Gritted Teeth. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, the first track, Through Gritted Teeth, I actually listened to not once, not twice, but 3 times before we got on an interview, my boy. And I gotta say, bro, your lyric, because today's topic is lyrical genius versus punchlines and catchy hooks and punchlines. I gotta say, your lyrical genius is outstanding, my good sir. So tell us about the new track. Tell us about the whole album, Through Gritted Teeth, and the actual song that's doing very well on the EP right now, Gritted Teeth. Okay,
so Gritted Teeth was, or rather, Through Gritted Teeth was a full circle moment for me. I told you I wrote my first song in 2022, but I started freestyling in like 2020 And in 2021, I had a jam session with Black T. They're producers out in Philly.
Right.
I was actually out in Philly on Sunday, but they're starting to come up out in Philly too. You'll end up working with them real soon, I guarantee you. So, with Black Teeth, they had a jam session at my cousin's house, which was actually their first ever event. And then, like, during the jam session, we were all freestyling, and they heard me freestyle. It was like, yo, you think you could do that in front of a crowd? I'm like, yeah, but I didn't believe them because, you know, I was just getting into music and I wasn't sure if I was going to take it serious. At the end of the jam session, it was like, yo, I want to put together like a 3, maybe 4 song EP with you. Also, I kind of brushed it off, but I'm like, all right, whatever, we could do it because, you know, I'm not gonna turn down a new opportunity. You know,
Right.
it might turn into something. So, like, all right, whatever. So now, fast forward a few months, I perform at my first ever, you know, event, which was actually there. And it was my first ever performance, and then they started to follow up. They're like, yeah, we got to get that EP done. So now, fast forward to 2024, earlier this year, they started talking, being more in talks about it because they were starting to get more notice and they wanted to, you know, help me out a little bit.
Right.
So we started, like, they gave me a list of beats. I chose the beats, and like they told me they wanted me to stick to a subject, and my subject is journey. That's the main thing I've been pitching, embracing the journey, you know. Also, I'll let you know, so my name is Dash. That's you know what I go by, ShaDashron, but Dash is an acronym, divine and still human. And we all divine and still human. Myself and everybody. No funny.
Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I do this all the time. We got to digress. Y'all. My man, hold on. I love the way you pitched the merch, though. He said, hold on, I just want y'all to know real quick. You know, the name is Dash. You know what I'm saying? It's an acronym. You know what I'm saying? Divine. What you say? How you going? Divine what? Do it again.
Divine and still human. It's divine and still human. Dash is an acronym. So
you heard it.
My music a lot too. But I want everybody to know, like, we all divine and still human. So I'm pretty much you because I see myself in everybody. If I know who I am you. Pretty much.
Let me ask you about that for a second. So we talking about lyrical genius versus punchy catch lines and hooks. But I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. I think it's layers to that, right? To this topic, right? Because I feel like the people that are on this lyrical genius side is also taking these actual spiritual journeys to be as they are, right? To be I am that I am, right? To fully live in that and be that. But my question here is, do you think that the more of the lyrical genius should be more highlighted in the mainstream industry, or what we have come to know as mainstream industry? Or do you think that there's always going to be the popularity of what is catchy and what is easier to remember, what is more popular to say in the industry, and there will always have to be some sort of, you know, underground in a sense for artists like yourself and J. Cole and Kendrick to actually become popular?
Yeah, so okay. That's a good question too. So my perspective on that, I feel like, of course, the geniuses and, you know, the lyricists should be praised. At the same time, you know, some people, they are geniuses in their own right. But my girl say this all the time, and she quoted from Jay-Z: just because you don't understand him don't mean he nice. Some people, it'll sound like a genius because they put words together, but what does it tell? What's the substance? Now, also, you know, yeah, I like hooks and stuff. I like catchy music, but I want it to mean something. Now, the top tier genius and lyricists will find a way to put a song together where it's catchy enough for people to move. And then when they really listen, they're like, oh, nah, he was saying something.
You
and
know,
that's the Kendricks, the J. Cole's, but the Drake's Drake's pen is people underrate that. I mean, they underrate that man. Like
no,
he is
no,
cold.
it's crazy. I like the fact that you said that the greatest amongst them will be able to also break into what is considered mainstream because they're able to take that lyrical genius to the next level and make it catchy. I love the fact that you said that. And tracks like They Not Like Us becoming #1 for 2 weeks straight is the direct example of that. So I definitely want to say to you, Dash, that if you stay on the journey that you're on and the trajectory that you're on, you can almost guarantee that you have a hit like that in your future, my good sir. Because the music is fire. For all those that's just now tapping in and understanding what we got going on here, you are locked in with DJ JSO on another episode of the Mike XM. We tap in ShaDashron on all platforms, or AKA Dash. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get that Dash music, man. Dash, before we go, any closing remarks?
Stay true to your art, and thank you for tuning in, everybody. And shout out to DJ JSO.
Let's go.
Mike XM.
Let's go.
Man, we got it. I had to slow it down so they really receive that. Like, you know what I'm saying, it's Devon and Still Human with DJ JSO, Mike XM. Y'all
as
you
right. Know, hey man, make sure y'all tap in with Dash. Dash, it was a pleasure sitting here talking to you, good brother. And we definitely gotta do it again for the next release.
Oh yeah,
he got one coming out. He got a drop coming out. He was gonna forget, but I ain't forgetting. He got a drop coming out in 2 days.
You right.
Featuring Cassandra Banks. So make sure y'all go pre-save that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey Dash, do I got you or what, baby?
You got me. You understand me. You understand me.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man, make sure y'all tap in, lock in. Peace, love. We out.
Damn, DJ JSO.